是我们这个屋听到的时候，我们说的也不啊，对。你们坐这边，坐这边，坐后边。那翻译呢？咱们翻译在第3会议室，他们坐的。啊，对，我们这个屋听到的说的都是我们。这边东方明珠。啊，对，我。哦，别，这个好，那后面，那。哎，这些人都是你。对。没有，谢谢领导提醒。给各位领导，你们自己做个自我介绍。从你开始。
洛丁。对。宁波什么文的？
他是宁波的汉分校。
云区不？
宁波读过。
本科在西安读的，西安工业。
然后我叫杨毅，我是现在读的。我本科是在北京在人大，然后研究生在武大。对，学的是本科学的是国际政治，然后研究生学的是发展。我叫陈希元，我也是3年级，然后我是香港科技大学本科毕业，然后是全球中国。
Hello, guys. Are we started? Actually, I kind of missed. Hello.
在哪里？不是，莫大学在莫德克。和中央专业厂商。郊区。
不是，区相当于是西南。
Слушайте, я уже просто выступаю на другом мероприятии.
你们这给你们安排了什么工作？
虽然在跟着这个在忙培训班，忙培训班之后碰到就是这么多大学的项目，然后杨烨现在是干2个事儿，一个是这个前期我们在做开放军事研发，第二个那个人民币，还是在做行政人工治理、人工科技治理、开发院的，然后他在。然后张学元这边前期是参与了一部分全球数字经济做后的，然后最后这个后做一步，这是他做的。这一班儿也是，喂。
现在是这个这个不在那这个打纲拉面。你怎么打？你们到大陆
现在在这个工班在加拿大，人员方面，我觉得这个可能是除了自己之外最大的一个问题。这个
开始吧，你们在看。
可以，我这边就是跟他们说一下，我们就可以开始。好，OK，放外放的镜头音乐。Oh, okay, guys, can you hear me? So please, change your channel to the English channel. Okay, so you can see the interpretation button on the at the bottom. So please choose the English channel so you can hear the English all the time. Okay, so today we are going to have this country report, and first it's going to be the Mr. Eugene from Russia. So please allow me to introduce the experts of GEI who is joining us today. So as you can see, the first one is Mr. Wang Delu, the chairman of GEI. And on the left side, on the left side is the Mr. Wang Fenyu, the deputy general manager of the GEI. And on the right side, you can see Mr. Chen Wenfeng, also the deputy manager of deputy general manager of GEI, and he was also with you about 2 weeks ago to give you the lessons. And on my left side, you can see Mr. Wang Mingyang. He is the director of the international business of GEI. So today, let's welcome you to our country report. So the first will be Eugene from Russia. So Eugene, you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. 大家好。
But yeah, but please change it to the English channel so our interpreter can help you. Okay?
Okay, I'm on the English channel. But I will speak
Yeah,
English.
yeah.
Okay? Or I need.
You are in the English channel, right?
Okay.
Okay. 新宇，你这个调成中文频道了吗？还有几个哦。Yes, you can start.
Okay, let me share my screen. Oops. Okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Evgeny, and I'm a representative of Skolkovo Innovation Center of Russia, but I'm based in China, in Beijing. So I'm calling you from Beijing now. Let me give you some brief introduction about the Russian startup and innovation ecosystem, and a little bit about ourselves. So generally speaking, Russia as the country is kind of like big on the map, but in terms of population, it's kind of small. It's about like 150 million people. So when we compare our kind of like resources and results to other countries, we are not as big as economy of United States or like China. But in terms of investments into the innovation ecosystem, we are currently in top 10 globally. Invested about 40 billion United States dollars into innovations. Currently, we have about 300 like incubators, accelerators across the country. And our national strategy is out like kind of also like similar to China. It's top down. Government, central government, they give some framework, which we call National Technological Initiative. At the global level, at the national level, is identified several key areas like new materials, AI, biomedical, and so on. And we have like several dimensions towards this approach. Like we have like from one side we have institutions like government institutions, like ministries, educational institutions, innovation centers, even preschool education, also designed to kind of contribute to the innovative ecosystem of Russia. And from other side, we have several kind of initiatives which try to collect all the projects and initiatives in the certain areas, like in energy, new energy, food, safety, health, aerospace, marine, and so on. So basically, we have kind of a matrix in which every institution is participating in the national development of innovative kind of creativity in certain way, either physically or by projects. This is kind of a map. Sorry, I couldn't find it in English, but basically this map is about where, in which areas do we have most of the innovation institutions like accelerators and incubators. As you can expect, most of the institutions are located in the western part of Russia, where most of the population lives. But we basically have in every single province some kind of institution dedicated to the innovative infrastructure. So one of the first innovative infrastructure was created 10 years ago by the national government. And this is our center, Skolkovo Innovation Center, which originally was based in Moscow, and still the main office is in Moscow. But currently we have regional representation across almost every province and region in Russia. So we cover entire country with our network. Legally, or we are not part of the government. We are NGO, so to speak. So, but we are financed by the national government, and we closely cooperate with all the ministerial level agencies, be it science and technology, educational, or information technology, and so on, economy, on different projects. So our main goal is kind of find all potentially interesting startups and innovative companies and bring them into the national framework, which I mentioned before, related to the National Technological Initiative, or to help them grow internationally. Physically, we are small city, actually. We are like 400 hectares located in the suburbs of Moscow. And inside our city, we have built technopark, office spaces for the big companies. We have university also built from scratch. And this is actually a joint venture with MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Inside, we also have biggest data center in Europe. We also have school, gymnasium, and all this infrastructure is built in the last 5-6 years. So it's a greenfield project. It was a greenfield project. It was the first science city built in Russia since Soviet Union. So it's kind of fresh initiative. Usually when in China, I need to introduce SK to our Chinese friends, I usually say that we are Zhongguancun of Russia. But in China, Zhongguancun is already 30 years old, as we know from the previous lectures. In Russia, SK is only 10 years old. So it's like big, like grown adult and the young boys. So we are kind of young boys trying to grow as fast as we can. Why innovative companies want to join SK? Because first of all, we give them a really good tax preference. So if like normally in Russia, we have profit tax about 20% and VAT is about 20% and 30% of the social tax based on the salaries. When the startup joins SK, they enjoy zero profit tax, zero VAT, and twice as less in social taxes. It's very attractive, and they get this for about 5 years. So that's why we have a huge pipeline of various startups who want to apply to be member of Skolkovo and enjoy those benefits. But it's not easy to become a SK member because we have a special panel of experts. Those are business people, science people, academicians. Some of them are even Nobel winners. It's about like 300 people whose responsibility is review those applications. They have to approve that the technology which is applied to become a member of SK, it's really world class. So if they approve it, then the company can become SK member and they can enjoy those benefits. But taxation benefits is not the only benefit. We also provide grants, non-equity financial support to the companies. We also have a daughter venture company which can give venture capital. And we provide all kind of acceleration programs, legal support, HR support, PR, GR, everything which could be helpful for growth of the small and medium-sized company. Generally, we have 4 major areas. We have IT, biomedical, energy efficiency, and Industry 4.0. And currently, we have about 3,000 startups who enjoy those benefits I mentioned before. And they are kind of almost equally distributed between these 4 major areas, like about 25% in each. This is kind of results of what we have last year. So the overall revenue of those innovative companies more than like or it's already more, like it's about $7 billion US. We have like all those companies, they file the patents in Russia and globally, worldwide, in US, in China, in Europe, everywhere. And they are very attractive for venture investors. If we take all the venture deals across Russia through the 1 year, almost half of them would happen with our companies. It doesn't mean that we invest in them. It means that someone else investing in that in those companies. It could be Russian investors or foreign investors. Besides small and medium-sized startups, innovative companies, we also have big industrial partners. It's the companies who open their R&D office in our territory. For example, Boeing, Cisco, they have their own R&D offices in our center, or they partner in various programs. Actually, from China, we have only one company so far, Huawei. They have joined a laboratory with our university, focusing on 5G and AI. but we welcome more Chinese companies to land into our science park. Also, we host two major conferences in Russia dedicated to innovations. One is usually in spring, in May, and this time it's going to be 27th of May. And another one is October, Open Innovations. And these conferences from all over Russia, and those are startups, middle-sized companies, huge companies, the government officials. Prime Minister is always attending those conferences. So it's basically the if anyone wants to come to Russia for about 2 days and see what Russian innovation system is in one place, this is the best event to attend. Yeah, so basically I'm kind of already running out of time, out like more than 10 minutes. So basically that's it. And outside of Russia, we have the only foreign office is in China, in Beijing. I'm located in Beijing, in Zhongguancun, Chuanyedajie. And yeah, we are ready to cooperate with all Chinese partners here and globally as well. Thank you. Any questions?
From Romania, one question is possible. May I put a question?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. I don't know if I was enough attentively in the beginning. Can you explain a little bit the structure of administration or the, let's say, the owners of the park? How is the structure of the capital who is in back of this park?
Yeah, I mentioned that we are in Russia, we are NGO, we are foundation, non-for-profit organization. And we apply for national money to the Ministry of Finance every year. And they kind of giving us every year a certain amount of money to support basic infrastructure, buildings, all those like things to be, this place to be run. But besides that, we also have non-government support because we run some paid services to external partners like big corporations, for example, if they want to do, for example, scouting of the new technology, and they are looking to find new startups, be it in Russia or from outside of Russia, we charge them money. So it's kind of like additional income we have. But I would say that currently 80% is coming from the national government.
I understand. Thank you very much.
我这边有一个问题是问这个林先生，现在公司有多少个像斯科尔科沃这样的地区？
The institution like us, we are the only one and we are the biggest one. We are kind of like national level institution. Again, like if you compare with Zhongguancun is under Beijing city, right? Zhanjiang is under Shanghai. In our case, we are under national federal government, under the president directly. But there are many other small incubators and accelerators in each and single city in Russia, and those are about 300.
请问您这个机构会不会像中国的这个火炬中心？
我是第一次听说，他是这样说，说或者第二个问题是说，俄罗斯除了他们， 还有几个科技园区。
第二一个问题就是除了俄罗斯除了您这个斯科尔科沃中心之外，俄罗斯这边还有多少个科技园区？
Okay, we are not similar to Torch program because Torch program is run by the Ministry of Science and Technology. Is this, as I remember, the center of under the Ministry of Science and Technology. We are not under the any kind of ministry. We are independent entity, and we are based in Moscow, but we have regional offices across Russia, and we don't have this kind of like Torch similar. We don't have any program similar to Torch program in China, where we kind of like share experience and benchmarking between different science parks in Russia. The only similar similar institution could be Innopolis in Tatarstan, is in the middle of Russia, but they have only one location and they are very focused on the local innovative kind of like infrastructure. If we are talking about science parks, like mini city, like in China, right? Like Zhongguancun or Zhanjiang is mini city, like certain territory, physical territory. In Russia, we have only two, us and Innopolis. All the rest, 300, which I mentioned, it's not the mini cities. Those are incubators or technoparks, let's say one building or half a building as big.
Uh, 欢迎你下次到北京来的时候到长生所来交流。就这样吧，没法谈。
好的，我住在北京。
下一个。
Okay, thanks Eugene. Thanks for your presentation. 我们下一位有请这个匈牙利驻华使馆的一等秘书这个安纳斯先生来介绍匈牙利的这个科技创新情况以及科技园情况。
Hello everyone. Good afternoon. And now I'm trying to share my screen. My name is Balog András, or András Balog. And I don't know. Teacher, could you share my presentation from you? Because somehow the screen sharing doesn't work here.
好的，我帮你分享。
Thank you. 谢谢。
我现在是帮他把这个屏幕先分享一下，他那个电脑可能不好使，我让他。
Okay.
好的。可以，我帮您分享屏幕了。
Great. Thank you very much. So I would like to give you a brief introduction about the Hungarian innovation ecosystem. Next slide, please. Next slide. Yes. So according to the European Innovation Scoreboard of 2020, as you can see in the ranking, that Hungary is among the moderate innovators country within European Union. This means that in the past 9 years, we were at the stage of 22nd places, So it means that we have a lot to do in innovation and how to facilitate innovation. We also have a closer cooperation with the V4 countries. It's called a group of countries within the European Union. It is the Czech Republic, Poland, Hungary, and Slovakia. And even among the V4 countries, we are in the middle range. Next slide, please. So actually here at this slide, you can see that we have a lot to do, and our main goal is to become a strong innovator by 2030. Since 2018, the government has realized this problem and has set up a new ministry, the Ministry for Innovation and Technology. And this is at the top of the research development in innovation sector management structure, as you can see. And within the ministry, there is the State Secretary for Higher Education, Innovation, and Vocational Training. And below the secretary, there is a vice secretariat who deal with the innovation. And on the last row, you can see the state administration system level. We have a National Research Development and Innovation Office. They are background institutions for the Ministry of Innovation and Technology, and they deal with research grants, research and innovation grants for researchers and also for companies. There is the Hungarian Intellectual Property Office. This is also a background institution of the Ministry of Innovation, and they deal with the registration of Hungarian patents. There is the Valor Hungary. It's a state-owned company, deals with valorization of intellectual properties. And there is a company, it's called Bal Zoltán Applied Research Company. It's actually a non-profit company, and it has a national network of applied research institutions. They are doing a lot of engineering works, and they were very active in the COVID-19, during the COVID-19 pandemic. They are still active, and they have set up infrastructure for creating masks which can protect people's face. So this is how the institutional setup is in Hungary. And below that, there are the universities, science parks, innovation parks, and other research networks. Next slide, please. Yeah, here this is a summary of the philosophy of the ministry, how they think about the innovation ecosystem in Hungary. As you can see, we call it university-centered innovation ecosystem, because we have a twofold problems in Hungary, that most of the researchers or scientists, they do research which are not used or won't be utilized in the private sector, won't be utilized in the market. There won't be no product developed on the basis of their inventions, because they mainly focus on publications and articles they write in very nice international science papers and magazines. But these articles and these research results won't be utilized by the private sector. And the other side of the problem is that either the private sector companies, they are not so much keen on innovation, because they focus on producing and supplying bigger companies, bigger multinational companies, and they don't deal with innovation and developing their products so much. It is sometimes because they don't have access to research infrastructures. So, and since there are universities everywhere in Hungary, and the universities belong to the state, so through universities, we can influence the innovation possibilities or the innovation activities of even the private sector, because we give them services on the basis of the universities, because companies are everywhere in the country. Universities are in all the main cities in Hungary, and the companies can get access to the local university, and the local university can give them different kind of research services. But first of all, the university's innovation ecosystem is for the scientists and the students to use and to utilize their research results. So, these university research centers, these university science centers deal with companies. They give them research activities, and mainly they focus on dealing with university-based patents created by the university's researchers and students. And here you can see the different kind of services they give. So they give access to venture capital and business angels. They give incubator services, due diligence. They deal with international relations. They do technology transfer and patenting services. So far that a startup company is created and is capable of creating its own product. After the product creation, the companies usually will go out from the university-based science parks, and they will do their businesses in larger industrial parks. Next slide, please. Next slide. Hungary is a smaller country than Russia or China. So if Evgeny says that they are the younger brother, or they are the brother of Chinese science parks and the innovation ecosystem, and I would say we are the newborn partners or newborn baby in the family of global innovation ecosystems. Because Hungary has just started to developing in this way. And as you can see, here is the institutional elements of the ecosystem. We have 5 different kinds of actions the government has already done. The first 2 is the Center of Industrial Cooperation in Higher Education and competency centers. Those focus mainly on serving the industrial needs, industrial development and research needs, and they don't really deal with university researchers' inventions. They just serve the market's needs. Then there is the university-centered ecosystem. As you can see, all those red dots, it means that there we have a university nearby, and those universities can serve companies and can help researchers to put in utilization their research results. There is the so-called national laboratory system, which is mainly focusing on solving large societal challenges, large social problems to be solved, and they mainly focus on basic research. And lastly, the science parks, which bases which are funded on the basis of university-centered ecosystems. So all science parks are within university premises, and they are so kind of upgrade of the university-centered ecosystem. And since we are just talking about 2 years or 3 years development, we can only say that most of these science parks are still in conceptual phase. We have a government decree about saying the wish of the government and the budgetary provisions for creating such science parks, but only a few of them have been already started to work. And I would like to show some examples about the science parks which has already started. So please, let's go to the next slide. One more. So this is the Budapest University of Technology and Economics Science Park. On the right low corner, you can see the building of the university, the main building, and there are different other buildings as infrastructure. There is one smaller cube. It's called Z10, which is a startup incubation building within the university premises, and there is another one. It's in Hungarian, but it says that the university's Innovation and Development Center. And above on the left upper corner, you can see MOL Campus. MOL is a Hungarian oil company, and they work together very much. They work together with the university, and they are also active in creating the science park together. So MOL will be one of the financial partner of this science park. Next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah, one more. One more, please. Yes, Science is in the Innovation Park at Széchenyi University. Széchenyi University is situated between Vienna and Budapest, in between the two capitals, and it is at the cross of 3 rivers. So this university is situated at a very nice place. On the left upper side, you can see the university and also the development area, which is 3.6 hectares. And this is very close to the university, and the university's plan is that they want to focus on digitalization, engineering, and manufacturing development within the science park premises. As I have told you, the government has already decided to launch some of the science parks, which are still in conceptual phase. This science park has already got the grant from the government. So they have just launched this project this year, at the beginning of this year. So it's very open, and we still just have the development area. Next slide, please. The next one will be an interesting one because our science park mainly focus on each university's capabilities and skills. Please, next slide. Next slide. Hello. One more, please. Yes, there is a science park in conceptual phase, which focuses on medicine and healthcare, so mainly for medical devices and pharmaceutical products. And this science park is based on the knowledge base of the Semmelweis University, which is a medical and healthcare university, who is the largest healthcare provider within Hungary. And this Femtonics company is just was founded in 2005, and it is a spin-off and a research and development company, which was funded by 2 Hungarian researchers, scientists. So they have a long history, and since the beginning their goal was to reform the established techniques of neuroscience and human diagnostics and create new tools and new medical equipment for the researchers, and not just for researchers, but also for medical use. And as you can see on the picture, they are very good in microscopes and also additional modules and accessories for Microsoft and in chemical compounds creation. So they will work together with the Semmelweis University, and they want to build and get researchers from the university in the field of optics and quantum mechanics. And they have patented technologies so far, and they have a very good deal with the university, and also they have already a lot of Chinese connections, and they already provided to different Chinese university research equipment. Next slide, please. Yeah, one more, please. And this will be my last slide. Sorry for talking too much. Euroconti Park is situated next to Hungary, and they work very close together with another university called Pannonia University, and they have a joint research and development technology transfer center. And this Euroconti Technology Park can be found very close to the airport of Budapest, and it is and its goal is to have the developed product to go on international market. That's why they are close to the airport. And this is still this park is still in a greenfield construction period, so they have already set up the park itself, but they are still looking for investors, and it is only in a development phase. So mainly this is what I would wanted to tell you about the Hungarian situation, and if you have questions, I'm ready to answer. Thank you.
Oh. So if you don't have any questions, we will pass to the next country report.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
OK，下一位是来自波兰，下一位是来自波兰的这个国家科研中心 Alexandra 来对波兰的这个创新情况进行介绍。波兰。
Yeah, thank you. But you have to stop sharing the screen. Okay, thank you.
好，您可以共享屏幕了。
Yes, thank you very much. Hello everybody. My name is Aleksandra Mikulska, and at the beginning I would like to share with you that I'm very glad for participation in this workshop. So thank you for this opportunity. I'm come from Poland, and I'm representing the National Center for Research and Development, which was established in 21 years ago as a R&D funding agency responsible for implementation of government, science and technology and investment policy. Since then, NCBR became a key element of Polish innovation ecosystem. These slides show some statistics about Poland. So GDP of Poland in 2020 it's minus 2.7, and inflation rate in March in 2021 it's 3.2%. Poland is on the 22nd place in terms of GDP in the world in 2020, according to International Monetary Fund. If we talk about strongest innovation dimension in Europe, at the beginning I mentioned about innovation-friendly environment and employment impacts, which translate into opportunity-driven entrepreneurship and design application and population with tertiary education. And the weakest innovation dimension lies on the side of innovator research system and linkages. In Poland, we don't have also as many as we want SMEs, with the marketing or organization innovations or PCT patent application. I would like also to add that we have lack of long-term strategies of innovation policy, and also lack of connection between lack of strong connection between science and market. So this slide is show the basis of any partnership is the basis of any partnership is existence of national innovation ecosystem defined as structure of government institution, business participant, private partners, and academia, which of purpose to facilitate innovative economy. These slides show a simple outline of the Polish ecosystem, which four main groups of players. But each group is represented by many different stakeholders, including agencies, universities, banks, venture capitals, seed and loan funds, technology parks, business and technology incubators, technology transfer centers, and innovation centers. We have in Poland 45 technology parks. The biggest is in north of Poland and join 250 companies focused on IT, environment, robotic, graphics, and industrial design. In the government part of ecosystem, NCBR is together with other important players, which jointly create a consistent system of institutions. These institutions cover different competences like applied research, basis research, foreign investment, export credit, insurance, environment protection, or roads. In the context of supporting innovation, of course. The National Center of Research and Development, its strength lies in the wide portfolio of programs which cover all areas of research as all possible technologies. Significant budgets allows us to fund ambitious projects which are relatively big impact on the economy, as well as small projects in very narrow research domains. However, it can also be a challenge because spending public money needs particular attention, which means that we have to be very selective and fund only the best project. Moreover, NCBR is involved in a variety of international programs and has a broad international scope of activities. We have also, we opened in last year, at the end of last year, our office in Brussels. The key purpose of Brussels activities is to promote and increase Polish participation in EU programs for research and innovation, especially in the forthcoming Horizon Europe. Fast Track is our flagship program. On 2020, we got more than 3,000 applications in 5 different calls, but altogether was more than 3,000. Fast Track is horizontal program with no thematic area, but it's focused on innovative product or technology. But I will talk more about our international cooperation. We have 12 bilateral programs in National Center of Research and Development, and I will focus about bilateral cooperation with China. So the National Center for Research and Development in Poland and Ministry of Science and Technology for the People's Republic of China have established a joint research core, which the purpose of enhancing cooperation between Polish and Chinese research terms. We established it in 2016. The aims of cooperation are as follows: enhancing Polish-Chinese cooperation, increasing the developing high-quality research, networking between researchers, exchanging existing and creating new knowledge, enhancing level of science and technology in both countries, and increasing impact of Polish and Chinese research activities. So the first call was announced in 2018, and till the third quarter of 2018, we selected the project. And at the beginning of 2019, the project have started. Each project has supported with maximum amount of 500,000 euro for a period of 3 years by each of the funding institution. This I show you general research area, and the project have to involve at least one Polish and one Chinese partner, and duration maximum of 3 years. Maximum amount, as I told you, there was 500,000 euro, but Polish allocation was around 3 million euro. So we support 6 projects. But in 2020, there was a second call, and there was also 6 projects which was financed in this program. So thank you very much for your attention.
我有一个问题想问一下，就刚才他说到这个，他们有一个 fund 是用来支持中国学者和波兰学者共同就一些选题做一些这个招标。那么，在关于波兰的园区的研究这方面，有没有一个公开的希望中国的学者和中国的研究机构和波兰的研究机构共同研究波兰的科技园区，做比较中波的比较研究？
Actually, I don't have a knowledge about Polish Science Park and system of funding them. I have I'm focused on just the government, from the government side, and I work in those in agency who support small, medium enterprises and academia. So I cannot answer for this question.
Oh, 好，谢谢。那么的话，下面我们来进行下一位的学员的演讲。这个是来自波黑 Intel 科技园的首席执行官。我们有请 Vadim 先生开始他的演讲。哦，不是他。哦，他开始了，他刚才。Vadim, can you start your presentation? You can share your screen. Vadim, we can't hear you, so please You just choose the English channel, okay?陈阳，你叫那个波黑的，哎，开始了啊。Please share your screen.
You're talking to me.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I was thinking that Serbia is before me, so I wasn't checking.
Okay.
I was preparing. Okay, just a second. I will share. No problem.
Okay.
Just let me prepare presentation. Just a second, please.
波黑科技园，这个是
Can you see?
Yes, we can see you.
So, hello everyone. My name is Vedran Šimunović. I'm coming from Intera Technology Park, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia and Herzegovina is a small country. This is where we are positioned. Let's say small weird country that became a country by decomposition of former Yugoslavia. We are in size 3.5 million people, much like, let's say, Lithuania. We have a very good geostrategic position, or we think that it's very good. It's multi-ethnic country with 3 constitutive ethnicities, which actually caused the war in 1990s in Yugoslavia. So it's, let's say, a very complex country. That complexity you can see in details in this image. We are composed of cantons, and every canton is, let's say, a country for itself. We have inherently slow system burdened with many problems, but after 19th and war, everything was settled, and we are now rebooting our functionalities, and the country is growing and economy is slowly recovering. Of course, COVID crisis is causing us many problems as well. I would like to start with environment, how other look at us and where we are standing. So in local environment, we have low innovation infrastructure. We are among the worst in the world regarding investments in research and development. Most of the funding for the projects that Intera Technology Park and similar organizations are doing comes from European Union, US, and other interesting countries interested in our geostrategical position. We are only technology park with that name, Technology Park, in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Lately, we have some other organizations that are creating ecosystems that are similar to our. Our level of high-tech entrepreneurship is pretty low, and but we have rising number of startups and people that are doing outsourcing. So, for instance, now I'm talking from our co-working space in the center of the city, and the building that you saw before building that you can see here is in the suburbs of the city. So we manage 4.5 thousand square meters of space. I know for Chinese standards, this is very small amount of space, but we are developing ecosystems, and now we have more than 350 individuals coming every day to our technology park and working in different technologies. Technology park is composed of different sectors that I will show you later. I must say that important to say is that there is a rising number of outsourcing and rising number of people who are freelancers because we have a very good ratio of tax payment when it comes to freelancers that are working from here. Regarding cooperation with China, very important to say is that Chinese people do not need visas to come to Bosnia and Herzegovina. As well, we people of Bosnia and Herzegovina do not need visas to go to China. That's very important to say because we are very open for cooperation, and it's easy to anyone to come to Bosnia and Herzegovina. And when you're coming to Bosnia and Herzegovina, you saw in this map, we are basically in the middle of the Europe, just 40 kilometers away from the closest European Union border, that is Croatia. And we have very close ties as well with Croatia. We are good, let's say, not ideal, I will not say the ideal place, but very good place for development of production because of our in former Yugoslavia, we were place for industrial development. For instance, in city of Mostar, there was factory that was producing airplanes, helicopters, etc. And in other cities of Bosnia and Herzegovina, different industries like aluminium industry and others. So it's a good place for development and production of products for European Union because of the proximity of European Union and pretty much lower wages than in European Union. That's why outsourcing in IT and in other technologies are in the rise. We are open for investments for cooperation in many fields, and as I said, we are open also for cooperation with technology parks in China if they want to make their representation in Europe through our country. Technology park, it's very specific. We have very low support from government side and municipal side. We are mostly related on commercial projects that we get revenue from, and also from European Union projects and other donors that we rely. We have relatively good cooperation with universities, and we have possibilities to create among a science park as it is. So we also talked with some European countries that were interested to invest in some technological developments here, but nothing happened yet. So possible cooperation is in our mutual creation of mutual incubator, because Interra Technology Park has incubator. So our services so far that we have is business development, incubation, matchmaking, soft landing equipment, some R&D projects, because we are doing prototyping projects for the local and for other companies through our Fab Lab, fabrication laboratory. And we also do CNC training for CNC operators and CNC programmers, and that allows us with our staff also to transfer product from prototype, if it's something that needs to be done in metal, to complete product on CNC machines. Also, we are doing a lot of trainings to increase capacity of our local companies and companies around us, and through that creating ecosystem. We believe that everything has to start from early age. That's why we have sister organization that's Center for Technical Culture, where we teach more than 300 kids every year to learn this new technology stuff in STEM disciplines and others. Of course, there is their business environment that is very important for the companies that come in. Lately, we have more and more, even though the Corona is now, we have more and more companies from Europe coming to Mostar and our technology park and creating companies and working from here to Europe. So I think that's opportunity. These are some services for our incubation, because I put this on the slide because I think that that there can be a link through Chinese Technology Park and incubation, and to do some transfer of startups and knowledge in this area. These are our packages of incubation. Of course, we have a co-working space that is dedicated for all freelancers, digital nomads, and all other people. As I said previously, our existence is based mostly on projects. We get funding for projects, and mostly European Union projects, but also from different other countries, like Norwegian Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That was our biggest support. Also US government and other governments all around the world. Mainly these days we are implementing European Union cross-border projects, and we are also part of Enterprise Europe Network. Enterprise Europe Network is the now world largest network of businesses, and we are a technology park that is responsible for region of Herzegovina in communication of companies with Enterprise Europe Network. We help companies to find suppliers and to become suppliers to some European countries. Our business model is to create, innovate, implement, mentor, and help companies in incubation and companies around us, so help them grow and always plan next and go in circle with that. Our main goal is to make surroundings livable and to make a good environment for companies to grow and be here. So because we have a big brain drain in Bosnia and Herzegovina, we would like to keep people here and to help them and to make awareness that they can do jobs from Bosnia and Herzegovina all around the world. Also, what we think we are a faster way to grow all the companies that are in our technology park, but also around us. And we all the time create and try to create sustainable income centers that help us to finance all the things that we are doing. This is like the shortest presentation that I could give on topic of Interra Technology Park. And since I have a few minutes left, I would like to return on beginnings of Interra Technology Park. And the beginning was 10 years ago. This year we're celebrating 10 years, and the whole idea came from a business environment, from few big companies that had really a lot of problems with personnel coming to their companies, and personnel were unskilled. Even though they finished universities, they were unskilled. They were not skilled enough to take responsibilities in their companies. So they were thinking, we have to create something that will teach those persons the right skills and technical and tools to use them in our companies. And that was one of the reasons for foundation of Interra Technology Park. And the others were, of course, to help all other companies around us. And I think we are succeeding, even though we are very small technology park in a rather small city of Mostar. So if any one of you would like to visit us, feel free to come and visit us. You don't need visas from China, from most of the countries in the world, and you will be our guest in Interra Technology Park. Thank you very much.
好，谢谢。我这边有一个问题，刚才您这个科技园的话，您的这个总面积是多少？ 总面积以及在服企业的总数。
The size of Technology Park is 4,500 square meters of office spaces that are separated, let's say, in two different dimensions. One dimension is incubation space. We have model of incubation where we are attracting new companies, giving them opportunity to grow, where they, for let's say, first 6 months they don't pay, they pay only utilities, and every 6 months they grow, and after 3 years they become commercial company. They can leave at any time and or stay afterwards in commercial, and the rest is all commercial companies that are paying the rent. So this is our let's say source of income, and so far we have about 50 companies that are created through our incubation. But nowadays also just it was yesterday on Wednesday start our Startup Academy program that we have every year. And we have 25 teams, startup teams, that are included in that. And usually through this program every year, we have 5 to 10 new companies that are created. So I've been in China. I know our size is very small in comparison to big technology parks. And I have our ideas on how to develop and how to connect with Chinese technology parks, but it's a long process.
好，谢谢，谢谢您的分享。下一个，我们有请来自黑山科技园的这个运营经理。
Hello, everybody. Greetings from Montenegro. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. So it's going to be challenging to open this presentation since my previous speakers have said so many interesting things about their country. But what I need to emphasize is that Montenegro is really small country, even smaller than Bosnia. As Vedran said about that country, and it's specification, Montenegro is a very small country with just a little bit less than 700,000 people that are living here in Montenegro. Montenegro so far has been known about its beauty, natural beautiness, about seas, about natural and touristic attractions that we are having. And unfortunately, that is something that really hit us hard now during this pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, since our touristic industry that we are realize 25% of our GDP are coming from tourism. So you can imagine how strongly this pandemic crisis has hit the Montenegrin economy. And nevertheless, that we are a small country, only around 13,000 square kilometers, we strongly believe that that size of our country can brought us so much energy within our economy. Namely, we believe that our flexibility can be something that can be contributing to us in the near future, and that's why we have started to develop what we are calling a national innovation entrepreneurial ecosystem here in Montenegro. So what have we done so far, and what we are looking to achieve in the upcoming years? So far, we have developed innovation and research and development strategy based on smart specialization strategy that is like a leading document for national document for further steps that we want to develop. Just in the middle of the past year, we have set up a new set of financial instruments for research and development activities, innovations, and etc. And we have developed and we have two new legislation improvement regarding innovative activities that we want to enhance in Montenegrin system. Namely, we developed certain sets of incentives through two innovative laws that we have established here in Montenegro that will be used to enhance innovative activities, entrepreneurial activities, and research and development activities. That's why we want to develop Montenegro as a certain oasis for not only for freelancers, but for academic workers, scientific workers, and everybody that can be part of different kind of research and development activities here in Montenegro. So far, in the previous decades, Montenegro hasn't invested too much or enough money in research and development activities, and that is something that we need to change, and we need to change it as quickly as possible. So far, most of our international and cooperation activities was established, developed, and implemented through different kinds of project activities, mostly international and EU funded project activities that brought us not only a strong and significant mobility of our staff, but also brought us in front of different kind of soft skills and technologies that we are not able to develop or use here in Montenegro. And in addition to that, Montenegrin government just 2 years ago has established the first and the only one science and technology park Montenegro situated here in Podgorica. we have a very clear vision of our economical development, not only in the sense of pandemic situation that we are now facing with, but also having in mind our richness of our country and the potential of the people who are living here in Montenegro. And that's why we believe that the further development of Montenegrin economy relies on three pillars: healthier, sustainable, and digital economy that we want to develop in the next couple of years. And in that sense, as I mentioned before, we have adopted smart specialization strategy in 2019, and this strategy document is going to be last in the next 5 years. And this strategy relies on 4 pillars. Out of them, 3 pillars are what we like to say vertical priorities. And they are sustainable agriculture and food value chain. Since we saw that there is a very significant and most important potential of developing sustainable agriculture here in Montenegro. The second one is energy and sustainable environment. As I mentioned in my introduction, Montenegro is a very small but very naturally rich country. We are also known as the only ecological state in whole world. So we have huge potential of natural resources. And the third pillar is sustainable and health tourism. So what we think is, for us, is very important to spread our potential of touristic industry on the other industries, and we believe that health industry is one of the most important industry that can be easily contributed and comprehensively developed with touristic industry. The fourth priority is, and horizontal priority, is development of ICT industry here in Montenegro, which we believe that we can do in some kind of sense in a very short time, since that is something that we need to do, and having in mind that Montenegro is very small country, as I said. We have very simple model of so far we have very simple model of innovative and entrepreneurial ecosystem. The first lightning of that system is Innovative and Entrepreneurial Center Technopolis, which was established 5 years ago in the second largest city of Montenegro, in Nikšić. And so far they have approximately near 20 innovative companies and startups that are developing business in their premises, using their services and using their infrastructure. The second one is the Science and Technology Park of Montenegro that I'm representing today. And this project is still not fully running, since the building, as you see on this slide, is still under construction. So we believe that this building is going to be ready and will be started to use its services in the middle of the next year. Science and Technology Park is an institution established from the government of Montenegro, along with the University of Montenegro, which is the biggest and the most important university here in Montenegro. What we are striving to do, we believe that our vision is to become a generator of innovative processes in Montenegro by supporting creative, innovative, and high technology companies. Also, we are very proud to become a generator for the University of Montenegro and its students, since we believe that here in Montenegro, comparing to our size and the number of people who are living in Montenegro, we do believe that one of the most strongest potential of Montenegro are people who are living in Montenegro, since we have a high number of creative and innovative people who need to be supported with their ideas and activities they want to establish. And that's why the Science and Technology Park of Montenegro is going to realize its vision through three different parts of the activities. One is the supporting innovative companies, establishing new innovative companies here in Montenegro. The second one is accelerating innovative products, since there are a lot of companies here in Montenegro that needs to modernize its activities, to modernize their market activities as well. And the third one is enhancing cooperation. Here in Montenegro, we do not have a strong cooperation between academia, scientific organizations and institutions, and companies on the third side. And that is something that Science and Technology Park is going to do and is going to develop in the future years. We are very proud that Science and Technology Park of Montenegro is going to be located in the campus of the University of Montenegro, which we found as a very most important thing and characteristics of our future operations. And also it is very important that we are going to be situated in a very attractive part of capital city of Montenegro, and that is Podgorica. In the following slides, you can see how the premises and how the infrastructure of the Science and Technology Park of Montenegro is going to look, and what we are going to offer to our tenants and companies is something that you can find in the most and modern oriented Science and Technology Park around Europe and around the globe. Also, Science and Technology Park will have a modern and modular conventions center with meeting rooms. And now I can say that we have an interesting from a very huge number of companies and institutions, not only from Montenegro but from the Western Balkan countries, to be part and to be users of services of Science and Technology Park. And that's that I can contribute that we will have at least 5 modernly equipped laboratories that will enhance cooperation between academia and science institutions and companies here in Montenegro. Our primary orientations, especially in the first year of our operations, will be towards, as I mentioned, towards our students and young population of Montenegro, and that's why we are going to emphasize cooperation that will enhance development of startups here in Montenegro, since we have a huge problem of brain drain from Montenegro, and that's why this is going to be our special part of the future activities that we are going to develop in Montenegro. And gathering Montenegro is going to SDP Montenegro is going to be a gathering place for high-tech companies based on innovation, development, and implementation of modern technological achievements. In this sense, Science and Technology Park initialized, and by the end of this year, we are going to have the first operational ICT cluster in Montenegro, which will be one of the most important activities that we have done so far, since we managed to bring on one place almost all ICT companies from Montenegro, organizing one very operational cluster cluster. So that was a brief presentation of Montenegro innovation ecosystem. You can contact us at any time. We are very eager to attract as much as possible, not only companies, but all partners who are willing to deal with us and to organize as much as possible activities that will bring much bigger results than so far. Thank you very much.
好，谢谢，谢谢黑山的介绍。我们下面的话来进行下一项的这个介绍，是来自塞尔维亚瓦列沃企业孵化器的创新中心主任 Marco，有请 Marco 先生来进行介绍。
Thank you very much. I will share my screen. Sorry, one moment. I hope you are able to see my presentation now. Thank you very much for this opportunity to present our institution. My name is Marko Markovic. I am head of Business Incubator Valjevo in Serbia. And I would like to present our institution and to say a few words about our country. I would like to say at the beginning that our institution is a very small business incubator, and we are only one part of a whole incubator ecosystem in Serbia. So maybe some future speakers from Serbia could give you some additional information about whole country and all other science technology parks and incubators. Our institution is based in Serbia, near our capital, Belgrade. And at the start of this presentation, maybe I would like to make some small geography and population overview of Serbia. Previous presentations were about Bosnia and Herzegovina and Montenegro, and you will see those two countries on the left side of Serbia, as we are neighboring countries. And Serbia is also surrounded by some other European Union countries, such as Croatia, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, and so on. Just to get some idea about size of the Serbia, you could compare area surface of Serbia with some other countries, and you will see that actually Serbia is a very small country, especially if you compare it to China. And in 2017, Serbia had some 7 million citizens. So we are a relatively small country. And regarding Serbia, there are 4 science and technological parks. There are some 40 business incubators, or 38 to be precise. There are all different kinds of institutes, laboratories, all different kinds of innovation centers in Serbia. Our government is creating all different kinds of improving programs, capacity improving programs, in order to create new science parks, to create new initiatives, to improve working of business incubators in Serbia. Also, we have available all different kind of, for example, European Union programs in order to attract new funding resources. If you would like to get some additional information about Serbian ecosystem, you could take a look at Startup Genome reports. For example, in 2019, Serbia, or to be precise, 2 important parts of Serbia, our capital Belgrade and the second biggest city, Novi Sad, got great marks, and to be precise, 10 for investments, and 10 was the highest possible mark, and 9 for startup companies growth. Serbia is a great place if you would like to create some kind of investment because there is great educated, well-educated workforce in Serbia. Also, Serbia is marked as low corporate income tax country, so that is also important part if some company would like to make investment in Serbia. There are some additional figures if you would like to find out a bit more about, for example, early stage funding for startups, or for example, some average salaries. So 2 years ago, this was a software engineer average yearly salary, and it is less. This figure is less than, for example, something you would expect in Western Europe. So our engineers are very well qualified and work for a bit less money than in Western Europe, and that also gives us a great advantage for attracting new companies. This is also, Serbia is also a great place if you would like to start a new startup, thanks to these incentives that are offered. A little bit more about our city. Our incubator is placed in city of Valjevo. It is a little bit less than 100 kilometers far away from Belgrade, so it is in proximity of our capital, Belgrade. We have some 80,000 citizens, so fairly small town in Western Serbia. And our business incubator is also a very small institution, only some 400 square meters of space, and we have well-equipped co-working space, halls for education, for conferences, for meetings, and so on. So we are trying to offer some interesting amenities for all our tenants and companies. And we are trying to provide all necessary resources for the environment we are trying to attract. And mostly our most important users are in the field of information technologies. And also we have great connection with faculty. Actually, we are sharing a building with one faculty, so that is giving us option to get fresh students and fresh engineers that could create some startups and work on some interesting projects. We performed all different kind of activities in the last few years after our incubator was founded. We have great cooperation with regional companies, with other stakeholders, through some projects with government and so on. And we are always performing all different kind of practical activities such as trainings, educations, and so on. So this is only one short list of all different kinds of activities we perform, like specialized 3 months long trainings for students in order to develop an entrepreneurial mindset, self-employment trainings for women. In the last 2 years, we had more than 30 specialized workshops regarding software development, Internet of Things technologies, robotics, digital fabrication, and so on. And we have great cooperation with some other institutions that are giving us funds and help in order to organize all these activities. This is image from our Fab Lab laboratory for digital fabrication. For example, we are also working on some interesting projects. For example, Regional Innovation Startup Center, and this project is funded by our government and Ministry for Innovation and Technological Development. We are also having different projects with United Nations Development Program, like IT pre-qualification projects. And these projects are great for future IT experts, as these programs last for 1 year, and they are made as intensive courses for future developers, software developers, educations. Also, for example, United Nations Development Program and Government of Sweden funded our laboratory for digital fabrication that you saw on the previous slide. So this was only short introduction about our country and our institution. I would like to thank our organizers for these great workshops we are attending, and I would like to say that we are open for all different kind of cooperation with all of you that are interested, if you would like to cooperate with us in Serbia. And also I would like to say that Serbia is also in visa-free regime with China, so you are able to travel in Serbia without visa. So we are open for cooperation. Thank you very much. And if you have some questions, I would like to answer them.
好，谢谢 Marco 先生的介绍。那么呢，我们来进行下一个的介绍分享。来自阿塞拜疆的国家创新中心阿里先生，请分享。对，就。阿里先生，我们现在没有看到您的这个 PPT。
You'll see that.
我们能看到您，然后请分享一下您的这个 PPT。您能听到吗？
Так.
If 如果您这边共享屏幕有问题的话，我这边来帮您。
Okay. I inform you that I have first that video, then I'm going to this. But okay, no problem. My name is Ali. I'm from Innovation Agency Azerbaijan. Let me introduce about Azerbaijan. We are in the very original location in the mid of the north and west. We have two powerful countries, Russia and Iran. And from west to the east, we are in the middle of the sorry, something is wrong.
我没有看到您共享屏幕，这样的话，我来帮您共享。您来讲 PPT， 我来共享您的 PPT。
I share it.
OK， 好，现在能看到，现在能看到。
This is our PowerPoint. Can you see that?
能，现在能看到。
Okay, I start again. My name is Ali. I'm working for Business Innovation Agency Azerbaijan. Thank you for your workshop. Azerbaijan is in a unique place of the area. At the north and south, we have powerful countries like Russia and Iran. And from west to the east, we are in the middle of the new Silk Way Road. We are not just connection north and south, east and west by the roads. We are already in middle of the digital transforming of the technology, like fiber optic line from the Europe to the China as well. Azerbaijan has very good location for cooperation with lots of the countries, but we had difficult history in our life. We divided these in the 3 T. First T was tanks. Actually, after the independence in 91 up to 94, we had to fight with the terrorists of the Armenian, and they occupied 20% of the land of Azerbaijan. For this reason, we had lots of the tanks remind us in our history during that time. But after the meanwhile, from the 1993, after that, we started for the movement to the tankers area. It means that from the September 94 that we signed a contract with $7.4 billion investment capacity. We start for a big producer of the oil and gas in the region. We had Baku Tbilisi Ceyhan for the transportation of oil, and TANAP project for the transportation of the gas. But after the crisis that happened, for the economic crisis happened in the mid of the 2011, we started to change our system. We tried to move from the tanker side to the terabyte. We are going to develop our possibility to the new technologies. This is why we launched the first high-tech park in 2012. At the 2018, whenever our government have seen that the ICT fund and high-tech park system is not working separately, they're merging these two organizations together and making innovation agency. Now we have 2 high-tech parks in our system, and we try to support our startup project from the beginning, from idea side up to the internalization of the project in this area fields. For international cooperation, I can recognize that we are a member of the International Association of Science Park and areas of innovation. We have signed 3 MOU with Turkish high-tech parks for more cooperation in the several fields and creating a new high-tech park in the region of the Nagorno-Karabakh. We have already signed an MOU with one Czech Republic university for creating a new technical university, joint university here in Azerbaijan, and on base of that university we'll have a technology transfer center as well. We have very good cooperation with lots of the countries. We have innovation exchange program with the already United States, Israel, and lots of the other countries. And we are open for cooperation with the other countries, especially China, because we know that China have very good experience in this field, and this is why we try to make a good communication, learning from the Chinese ecosystem about the development and way that's possible of that. If you want to ask us why one company can come in and invest in Azerbaijan, I can say that we have very good political and economic sustainability. We have very good situation. We have more than of the 220 billion investment in country with safe system. We have perfect networking, as I said, for not just the roads. We have very good communication from the air side. If you can see the map of the area, Azerbaijan is the middle of the lots of the economy system. We are from one side, we have just approximately with 1 hour flight from MENA to Azerbaijan, from Russia and other CIS countries already 1 hour. Turkey, Istanbul, you can fly from 1 hour to the Azerbaijan. We are in middle of, we are a natural hub in this case. We have very attractive investment climate. We have no restriction for foreign investment and don't need any local content requirement for investors. Our reforms for business environment developing and going very well every year, and we try to change our possibility to bring our investors to our countries. We have already, as I said, we have lots of the mineral sources in our country that can support the companies coming here and working here easily. And at the end, I can say that we have very good skilled forces in Azerbaijan that can support our project and fast development structure in the country. Thank you very much for your time. If there is any question, I'll be happy to respond. And if there will be any possibility to work with the Chinese companies, Chinese high-tech zone, we'll be happy you help us. And thank you for your workshop.
好，谢谢阿里先生的分享。那么下一个的话，我们来到我们今天的最后一个分享，因为下一个现在格鲁吉亚的这个学员他是要安排在明天分享，所以下一个是来自罗马尼亚的分享。来自罗马尼亚的Lefter 先生，请开始。OK， 可以。
One moment to share my screen. Sorry. No. One moment. Please wait a little bit. This unexpected share screen to choose the right file. It is visible. Please confirm me.
可以看到。可以看到。
Yes, it's possible. You can see.
可以。
Yes or not?
Yes.
It's okay.
It's okay. Okay. So we are from Romania, a team of 5 people. We participated spontaneously to this training organized by Chinese CIA group. And we are coming from the economy representative, also from the university field, and also one representative of the high-tech scientific park. So my topics for today is the presentation of the country, who are the member, context of interest for CISIP 2021, purpose and benefits, capabilities assessments, particular scientific interest, Romanian participant at CISIP 2021. Sorry, it is any. Can you hear me? Please confirm. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. So Romania is a country of 20 million inhabitants located in the located in the Central Europe. We are newest coming in the European Union since 1st January 2007, and now we are in the fully process of integration of the European community. Do you hear me? I have feeling that we are not hearing me.
Oh, I can hear you. It's okay.
It's
Yes,
okay. It's okay. Sorry. So, in Europe are existing two countries speaking of Romanian. One of them is Romania, called Romanian, and another one is the called Moldova, which is not connected with the European community, but it is in a process of partnership with the European community. So this is our location, and the European Union members are in the right side presented. We are not in a good shape regarding the research of innovation right now, because we are more involved in the process of transforming of the economy and the integration of in the European Union. You have here in the picture the image of how much is allocated for research and innovation in our countries, on Romanian-speaking countries. So we are not so proud about this percentage. It's a percentage from the GDP allocated for research, actually. So Romania is 0.48 from the percentage from the total GDP allocated for research. Regarding the position of global innovativity index among the 131 economies, we are in the position 59, somewhere in the middle. Regarding the Romanian position relative to the efficiency of innovative towards other countries around the world, you can see somewhere a small point exactly in the middle of this graph, and China is the bigger seekers above us. You can see it. You can see that the most efficient country in the world is Switzerland, which is a small point exactly in the top. So we are exactly in the border between the countries which are efficient or not efficient regarding the innovation. What do Romania need actually? So Romania needs innovation, because now we are a modest innovator. Why Romania is concerned about sustainable development? Because current generation must be able to cover their needs without compromising the ability of future generation to cover their own needs. The concept of sustainable development encompasses economic, social, and environmental consideration that can evolve in the interdependence supporting each other. Regarding the total value of the funds involved in the innovation for our country per year, it's 1.3 billion, but from this total value, 1.1 billion is coming from the support from the European University. Actually, practically, we have our main focus on the younger generation and also in the university infrastructure, which will be practically the place from where our innovation will be born and developed in the future. I create here an image of spreading of university center in Romanians. The size of the circle is proportional with the size of the university center. The biggest one is from in Bucharest, and is not showing in this map because it's much bigger than the others. Regarding the how practically the influence of creativity, it is transferred to the economy. In the right side of this image, you have the percentage of the company which is made by young people actually in Romania, and you can see all over the world more than 35 people which establish companies are young people under 39-year-old. So European is a part of European Union. So we have the same objectives like European Union. I will not repeat here. You can see in the image, and all of things we have to do, and we are conscient, and we are insisting, and we want to go on the way of digital life and manufacturing. And also the brain of European Union is distributed all over its entire surface in smart specialization strategic platforms that are linked to each other through synapses. But the academic infrastructure is the base. So we are following the same strategy of European Commission, and following the way of smart specialization and creating platforms to be connected with the European Union. So what is a smart specialization? Practically, we have to follow the smart, to be specialized, and to look for the strategic things which can influence our life. We are in the beginning of this process. We have some strategic platform which appear in our country. One example is in west of our country, in Timișoara located. What we have to do. So in this graph, and I am sure this will come and will enter, it will come to all the participants, Chinese participants to this meeting. It is the key elements of the smart specialization which we are following. I will not try to repeat here to keep people busy with information which can check themselves in the file, which is transmitted by me to all of them. So our team is formed from 5 people. One of them is coming from the IFIN National Institute of Nuclear Technique, Horia Hulubei, called LNP, which is one of the most technology park about all Romania is proud, and it's quite famous in the world regarding the biggest laser which you are building now in Romania. Another 3 personnel coming from the Transylvania University from Brașov, and my personnel, the last one, which I am coming from the private sector. Location of the participant to this meeting, CSIP 2021. So I am from Iași, 3 of us are from Brașov, and 1 of us are from Bucharest. Why we are coming to to participate to this meeting. Practically, we came to understand exactly how China developing it is organized. We was very impressed about the effort of China, which is coming from 33 years ago. And we are impressed about the performance and the position which China is winning every day to the top of most innovative country in the world. What we find out on this meeting, we found out what the Chinese leaders of the technological park explained to us. It's perfectly compatible with the same mentality and strategy which it is established in Europe and also which in Romania we are following. Particular scientific interest of Romanian participants. Practically, our colleagues present some part of their work and their facilities for work. In this image, a schema of external-like infrastructure, nuclear physics established in Bucharest. Also, the University from Brașov present his self technological park, which has 30 research centers in different fields, where their students are trained, taught, and after that they go in the economy and create their own companies. Also, I have a message from the Academy of Republic of Moldavia, which presents one of their very interesting invention. It's a very special material called aerogalnit with very interesting properties. So for today, we prepare practically one example how the Romanian companies and how the Romanian universities and also technological parks, Institute of Research are cooperating to resolve some important things which are appearing in our economy. And we created one, let's say, S3 platform, Smart Specialization Strategy platform, which is a virtual one, which I call it Romold Invent, and where the universities, the Institute of Research, and also the private sector are meeting, and they are establishing a strategy to resolve concrete matters for different problems which appear in our economy life. I sent also the link to our platform and some print screens from this site, which can be checked by the partners from China anytime. So during this meeting, Romanian team of participants became aware of the multiple of Chinese scientific and technological parks, their history, organization, founding, the applied policy, and the objective pursuit, and the results obtained through them for the entire Chinese society. We find that there is an intense orientation toward creation and innovation. We have found compatibilities that can increase our collaboration with Chinese scientists, science and technological parks. We have found that the desire of Chinese entities for collaboration and international involvement, and we have hoped that they will contact us later to build project together. Thank you because you invite us to participate to this event, and you are welcome to Romania. Thank you very much.
啊，明天还有。谢谢罗马尼亚的分享。那么今天的话，今天的分享我们会就到这里。从明天开始呢，我们将会是另外大概10家左右的来自10家左右的机构，来自不同的国家来进行分享。在明天的分享之后呢，我们长征所的这个领导和专家也会对这次的培训做一个简单的总结。好，现在谢谢大家，我们明天再见。
Goodbye.
Okay, bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.